Greetings, my brothers and sisters, in the love and in the light of our one infinite Creator. Meditation is our great injunction, shall we say. We continually suggest that entities meditate upon a regular basis in order that the stabilizing quality of establishing a link with the mystery of the one Creator be available to each in times of peace and in times of turmoil, both within and from without. For in the meditative stance, one is able to begin to perceive the unified relationship of all things, and to begin to perceive the nature of one's own being as an integrated and whole entity, reflected perfectly in the unity of the one Creator. For each entity is a facet of this great jewel, and each entity must needs retreat to that silent room within daily, in a place reserved only for this pursuit, and with the desire to seek purely that connection with the divine. Meditation offers the most available access to the everlasting waters that can quench all thirst. We heartedly and happily continue to recommend meditation to all who feel any desire to seek beyond the illusion and feel any need to find peace within that can surpass all understanding from without. Those of Ra confirm the passive meditation involving the clearing of the mind, the emptying of the mental jumble which is characteristic of mind complex activity among our people, is officious for those whose goal is to achieve an inner silence as a base from which to listen to the Creator. This is an useful and helpful tool, and is by far the most generally useful type of meditation, as opposed to contemplation or prayer. Those of Latwi suggest this link with the Creator to be very personal. The act of meditation opens one to the experience of the Creator in a worshipful or personal manner. That is, one awaits and listens for a dear friend or a beloved one. One has the feeling of intimate expectancy. This is the beginning of the listening process, a desire as if before a lover or one who would read a beautiful poem that meant a great deal. This attitude is that which opens the heart and the mind in a way which gives much energy and power to whatever it is that is willed or desired by the entity. Meditation is the most efficient means of discovering those portions of the self which seek to make themselves known to the conscious mind, so that the conscious mind might grow further in its grasp of understanding of unity with all that is. You may see these uniform queries in your mind as the seeds of your future growth, and you may see the practice of meditation, contemplation, prayer, and the seeking in general as those means whereby the seeds shall receive the water of your attention, which is necessary for them to sprout and to bloom forth into their full glory. Yet they contain that part of yourself which is yet unborn and which seeks to become born. In meditation, you begin to be acquainted with your true self. You are not this lifetime. You are not a product of the experiences of this lifetime, though many place enormous emphasis on the difficulties which have biased within this incarnational experience, that which seems to be your nature. You are not the conglomeration of past incarnations. You are not the gifts into which you poured life within manifestation as you were born. You are love. If you think that you are a wanderer, a teacher, a healer, or even if you wish to be one who has a path of service that is obvious to others and commanding of respect, you have lost your way. For your way within yourself is to love the self, to forgive the self, and to see that I am within the self as the I am. That is consciousness, and that is love. Man on earth has lost the awareness that is rightfully his, hers. And why, my friends, has he, she lost this awareness? He, she has lost this because she, he has focused his, her attention upon devices and inventions of their own. He, she has become hypnotized by their playthings and their ideas. He, she is but a child in their mind. All of this may be very simply remedied, and mankind can once more return to an appreciation of the reality rather than an appreciation of the illusion created in their mind. All that is necessary, my friends, is that he, she individually avail themselves to this appreciation of reality through the process of meditation. For this process stills his, her active conscious mind, which is continually seeking stimulus within the illusion developed over so many centuries of time upon planet Earth. Very rapidly, then, he, she can return to an appreciation of the reality in the functioning of the real creation. This, my friends, is what man of Earth must return to if she, he is to know reality. This simple thought of absolute love, a thought of total unity with all his brothers and sisters, regardless of how they might express themselves or whom they might be, for this is the original thought of your Creator. Meditation has been greatly misunderstood among our people. It is thought that one is to make one's intelligence a blank tablet, a tabla rasa. One is supposed to find silence within. Only then, in that silence, is the meditation considered successful. This is not our understanding of the helpful value of meditation. The intention of those who meditate is that they may be open to spiritual grace, not knowledge. For there is no such absolute within third density, but grace. You may think of your meditation time as yeast time, for without the inspiration which you may garner from silence, the activities of the day may seem quite profitless and uninteresting to you. How many times in this past week have you wished only to arrive at the end of your day and lose yourself in sleep? Each time that you have thought that thought, you have indeed lost yourself, for you and all that you are a creature of this moment. It is meditation that impregnates your life with immediacy. It is contemplation that livens your feelings with joy. If you are lucky enough to have a point of view which includes inspiration and joy, we applaud you and urge you ever onward in your quest to refine those virtues, to become ever more a creature of the moment, a creature who knows that this moment is full of love. Feed your faith and your understanding through meditation. The further that you go along this path, my friends, the more meaningful you will find this simple statement. Meditate. It begins as a simple process, and little by little, it becomes a way in which you live. Observe it as you progress along your own spiritual path. Meditation is passive learning. Tabernacling with the one infinite creator is passive learning. It is the learning from listening to the voice one cannot hear, which answers questions which one cannot ask. The process cannot be known, cannot come into consciousness in local sense, yet the learning is there, and the strength of spirit and will which comes from this learning is helpful. If one is not careful, one can create one's own spiritual burnout. We suggest that the meditations be limited to perhaps no more than an hour per day, perhaps no more than half an hour at one sitting. This is due to the fact that meditation is a very powerful tool, and the rate of change needs to be slow enough that the personality of your consciousness may have time to absorb knowledge and inspiration that it receives, and makes its choices in a timely and deliberate manner. It is not well to rush or to hurry the spiritual life, for the soul has its leisure, and in the fullness of time are things accomplished. And with that said, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, my sisters and brothers. Praise be our one infinite Creator. Be in peace.